Cereza and the Lost Demon. Long ago, there existed two clans, the Lumen Sages of Light and the Umbra Witches of Darkness. Together they controlled a mysterious power. The clans put in place strict laws to ensure that strife would never consume them. But a pair of star-crossed lovers broke this rule, and a child was born with the blood of both sage and witch. It was a beautiful baby girl. As punishment for their forbidden love, the pair were torn asunder. The girl's sage father was exiled to a far land, and her mother locked away in a solitary jail. The witch clan took in the young girl, but she grew up shunned as a pariah, cursed by the circumstance of her birth. Her one comfort was the nights she snuck into the village jail to visit her mother's cell. Her mother passed each grueling day barely able to so much as move in her cold cell. But when her daughter came to visit, the witch always showed her a loving smile. But even this small happiness eventually came to an end. On the night of the girl's 10th birthday, her mother was to be moved to a deeper cell, where even the faintest memory of daylight could not reach her. In desperation, the girl tried a daring rescue, but with only a child's strength, the attempt was in vain. More alone than ever before, the young girl clung to all she had left, a stuffed cat named Cheshire, which her mother had made for her long ago. Many moons have since passed. Turning her back on the village, the girl was taken in by an exiled witch who lived on the outskirts of town. Under her strict guidance, the girl continued to train in the ways of the dark arts. She was determined to be a powerful witch and one day save her mother. Her name was Cereza.
Hey! What do you think you're doing? Cereza, you're almost out of time. This is your last chance. If you don't hurry, you may never see your mother again.
John, I can't.
Ah, you big baby. Come on, I'll lead the way.
Mummy? What is this? Don't come any closer! Ah! No! Ah! Ah! Who are you?
Cereza, give you the power to save Mother.
Power?
Avalon Forest, the white wolf guide you.
I'll go! I promise! That dream again. But the ending.
It was a dream Cereza knew by heart, but this time something had changed. Cereza decided to consult her friend Cheshire.
A strange boy appeared and told me something incredible. He said if I went to Avalon Forest, he'd give me a fantastic power. If we had that, rescuing Mummy would be a piece of cake. The Forbidden Forest.
The oft-repeated warning from Cereza's teacher rung in her ears. Avalon Forest is home to fairies, creatures who love to whisk away children. Stay away.
Cereza! Where are you, my dear?
Cereza's teacher Morgana was standing by the door, her frown discernible even from a distance.
Chores neglected, and I find my apprentice enjoying her beauty sleep.
I'm sorry. I just closed my eyes for a second.
Cereza began making an excuse, but Morgana's scowl stopped her in her tracks.
Yes, ma'am. I'll get to them right away.
But despite her best intentions, Cereza's gaze drifted back towards Avalon Forest. This did not go unnoticed by Morgana.
If I've told you once, Cereza, you must never enter that forest. With your current abilities, you would soon become a snack for one of the fairies who live there.
Yes, Morgana. I know.
Well then, stop your dreaming and finish those chores before moonrise, young lady.
All right. Water from the well. Coming right up.
A simple yes will suffice, Cereza. Off you go.
Despite her strict exterior, Cereza had grown attached to her teacher. Morgana had also been cast out of the village. She understood Cereza's pain, and her stern treatment came from a place of love. After laying eyes on the full bucket, Morgana gave a small nod of approval.
Good. Now collect the herbs from the garden.
Oh.
At the thought of herbs, Cereza could not help but make a face. This is one job she wished could be forever stricken from her regimen.
Do we have a problem?
No, ma'am.
Trying not to think about the task awaiting her, Cereza headed towards the herb garden.
Yes! I did it!
Cereza was pleasantly surprised. She usually managed to make a mess with even this rudimentary magic.
I can't wait to see the look on Morgana's face.
Cereza hummed a happy tune while picking the herbs. As she bent down, she noticed a pretty flower growing amongst the weeds.
Oh, those flowers would really bring out the colour in Morgana's eyes.
Cereza proudly gave the basket to Morgana. It was full to bursting.
How about that, Morgana? Quite the harvest, wouldn't you say? I also picked these violets. They're for you. I thought you might like them.
Atop the herbs lay a small wreath. Morgana glanced down at it. Her expression unchanged, she spoke to Cereza in her usual tone.
Do not expect praise for this sort of perfunctory performance. Oh, and Cereza, your hair today seems to have lost its sheen. Do not tell me that in addition to your outdoor tasks, you're also neglecting your hair.
No, ma'am. It's next on my list.
Remember, Cereza, hair is the most versatile tool of an Umbra witch. It can be shaped into our armor, weapons, and even used as a medium for summoning infernal demons. As blood flows through veins, magic flows through a witch's hair. Care for it as you would your most precious tool, and defend it as you would your very heart.
Understood. I'll make sure to finish up before training starts tonight.
Good. Now get back to your chores. The shadows grew long. The moon will soon rise.
With this, Morgana turned and walked back towards the house.
Yes, ma'am.
At times, Morgana's cold treatment got Cereza down. But she knew that Morgana cared for her and only wanted what was best for her. Making a quick recovery, Cereza resolved to finish her remaining chores in record time. With the household chores complete, it was time for Cereza's daily training in the dark arts. Today she was finally going to get a chance to attempt a spell she had been practicing for weeks, summoning an infernal demon.
For today's training, I will give you a little help.
Before even learning what it did, Cereza was captivated by the intricate brace.
This is a tool for those who have yet to master the flow of magic. Furthermore, we train under the full moon of the bisextile night, when the dark energy we Umbra harness is at its zenith. Are you listening, young lady? You seem determined today. Perhaps I should let you nap more often.
Yes, ma'am.
Cereza's spirits were high. She was determined to succeed.
Bataiva Tozu!
Step by step, Cereza flawlessly performed the summoning dance until... This looked like trouble. Unless bound by hair, there would be no way to control the demon. The demon turned to ash mere inches from Cereza. Without a proper medium, demons will soon die in our world.
We are finished for today.
Let me try again. Please.
Morgana turned and walked away, ignoring her pupil's desperate plea.
What kind of witch fears her own summoned familiar? I was foolish to think you were ready for this training.
Morgana told Cereza to put away the magic brace before heading back to the house. Long after Morgana was gone, Cereza sat moping in the garden. Out of habit, she shared her troubles with Cheshire.
Forget returning to the village and saving Mummy. At this rate, I'll never even become a witch.
all of a sudden, the words from the boy in her dream echoed in her ears.
Cereza, give you the power to save Mother. Avalon Forest, the white wolf guide you.
Avalon Forest.
Cereza's eyes wandered back to the forest. Morgana's repeated warnings left little room for ambiguity. And yet...
Morgana is always dangerous this and stay away that. How could a dank old forest be that scary a place anyway?
Adults do often exaggerate to keep kids in their place. This thought got Cereza's blood boiling. Grievances started bubbling up.
Nothing I do is ever good enough for her. Did you see those herbs? Flawless!
As she blew off steam to Cheshire, she noticed Morgana's brace shining in the moonlight.
What are you saying, Cheshire? Take the brace and sneak into the forest? Morgana would give us a right smack on the bottom.
Although, with the moon shining brightly, it was the ideal chance for a little surreptitious forest excursion.
I mean, if I just had another chance to get the hang of it, I could have gotten that demon totally under wraps.
With a demon by her side, eviscerating a fairy or two would be child's play.
That's it! I'm going to that forest! And when I come back with that fantastic power, Morgana will take back everything she said about me not being ready. Let's go, Cheshire! Next stop, Avalon!
Cereza could not shake the feeling she was being watched.
Is someone there? Show yourself!
And then, as if to answer her call, these were fairies, nefarious creatures who ensnare the souls of humans who venture into the woods to feed on their vitality. This time there was nowhere to run. Cereza was backed into a corner.
Please, please work this time.
Fingers crossed, Cereza prepared to use the summoning spell she learned from Morgana.
Batai Vatorzu!
Even after the summoning circle had faded away, no one had answered her call.
Why? I did everything right!
The fairies resumed their sinister mission. All at once they jumped at Cereza, weapons poised to strike. She shut her eyes tight and prepared for the worst. A moment passed, and then another, but she felt not so much as a pinprick.
What? Who are you?
Chomp! That beast, as dark as a moonless night, had it all been a dream?
You don't think... Could that have been...
But before Cereza could finish her question...
Cheshire?
From its gaping maw, extending ear to ear, fell a drop of thick slobber.
Wait, did I manage to summon a demon that has now possessed Cheshire?
As if in reply, the beast growled and bared its blood-red fangs. Just as Cereza feared, a demon had indeed possessed her beloved stuffed cat. The creature had desperately sought a medium in order to survive in our world. In lieu of hair, it settled for one made of felt. Looking around, the demon's eyes found Cereza. It let out a low growl. After her initial terror, Cereza realized that she was able to understand what the demon was saying.
You want me to return you to Inferno? Now, how would one go about doing that?
Cereza had her hands full calling a demon to this world. She hadn't even begun to study the spell to send them back. Cereza once again heard the demon's words, this time even more clearly. Send me back! Send me back! The demon's rage increased by the second, but there was nothing Cereza could do. Out of patience, he pounced. Claws like daggers descended on Cereza. But what of we hear? The demon had stopped cold. As if bound by an invisible force, no matter how he struggled, he was unable to touch Cereza.
Calm down! You're going to burst a seam! Don't worry, I'll send you home. Once I figure out how. I'm on my way to get a fantastic power. With that, sending you back should be a piece of cake.
Giving up his attack, the demon turned his attention elsewhere. Intrigued but a little scared, Cereza decided to follow a bit behind.
What's wrong?
The demon bared his fangs. He was clearly suffering.
Are you sick? Or hungry, perhaps?
As Cereza approached, the demon felt the strength return to his body. In an instant, he felt right as rain. His body was linked to Cereza by powerful magic. Moving away from her robbed it of its energy.
What's that? I need to stay close to you? I've never heard of a spell like this before.
How do you plan on getting me back to Inferno? The demon demanded.
We first need to find a white wolf. He'll show us the way.
Leave it to me. I'll find him, said the demon as he clambered to his feet.
I'm Cereza. What's your name?
I have no name, replied the demon curtly.
You don't have a name? That must be terribly inconvenient. Though I must admit, I haven't the faintest idea about demonic manners. May I call you Cheshire? That's the name of the stuffed cat you decided to borrow after all. Well, I need to call you something. If you're going to make a fuss about it, why don't you just find a new body? Fine! I'll just call you whatever I please.
So these strange companions set off in search of the White Wolf. What mysteries await in Avalon Forest? Once, Cheshire's body shrunk to its original cuddly form.
Cheshire!
Cereza ran to pick up Cheshire and held him tightly to her chest. In her arms, Cheshire felt his strength returning. Release me at once! Even in this form, the demon did not seem happy about being cuddled.
Just hold still, will you? While you're small, you can't walk on your own, right? I'll carry you until you can transform again. Not having a massive demon breathing down my neck will make it easier for me to calm down too.
While far from pleased about being treated like a stuffed animal, the demon had no choice but to swallow his pride.
Hey! Look over there!
Before them stood a large wolf. Its snow-white fur shone pale silver in the moonlight.
Avalon Forest. The White Wolf guide you.
Cereza was captivated by the wolf. It seemed almost not of this world.
Hey! Wait! There's something here.
Upon close inspection, there appeared to be distortions, as if the air itself had cracked. Equally confused, the girl and demon exchanged a glance. That wolf was just up ahead. Cheshire's indecision did not last long, but try as he might, he was unable to open the cracks any further.
Try using magic to open it? Come on! We have no idea what's lurking on the other side.
Cheshire gave a mocking snort at Cereza's cowardice.
I am not making excuses! Alright, fine! Okay, Cereza. Just like you practiced.
Once their eyes had adjusted to the brilliant light, what lay before them was a sight unlike anything either had seen before.
Cheshire, I have a feeling we're not in Avalon anymore. You're the boy from my dream.
Center of forest. Waiting. Help me. How?
Okay. I just need to follow the White Wolf, right?
Destroy all elemental cores. You can do it. Follow White Wolf.
In a nearby grove, there was a place illuminated by moonlight. As she approached, the magic brace in Cereza's wrist began to glow.
So I have finally found you, Cereza.
Morgana?
Cereza blinked in disbelief as the ghostly figure of her teacher appeared from within the moonlight.
Thank goodness you're safe. When I realized you'd gone to the forest, I was beside myself with worry. But really, Cereza, to enter the forest despite all my warnings. You even made off with my magic brace. Just what were you thinking?
Although this was only a projection of Morgana, her scolding somehow managed to be even more intimidating than the genuine article. Cereza could only hang her head.
I am looking forward to a thorough explanation once you're home safe. But I'm afraid escaping Avalon Forest will not be easy.
Morgana's expression was grave. She explained how the fairy's magic turned the forest into a labyrinthine trap, one in which Cereza was currently ensnared. This ancient enchantment was so strong, even Morgana herself could not easily break it.
For now, all I can do is support you from afar. I will begin researching ways out of the forest. You just find a safe place and try to stay alive until I find a way to save you.
Don't worry, Morgana. Look! I was able to summon a demon of my very own.
Is that... you summoned a demon into your stuffed toy? Cereza... well, it will have to do. If you are able to wield that demon, your chances of survival will increase greatly. This forest belongs to the fairies. However, if you search carefully, I am sure you will find objects that will help you develop your magic abilities.
What about these sparkly things? I've picked up a bunch of them since I've got here.
Yes, that crystalline structure is a stable source of magical energy. If you feed it to the demon, it may awaken some new powers.
The light of the moon began to wane. With it, Morgana's visage grew faint. It was as if the forest itself conspired to impede their plans.
Cereza, listen well. Demons are weapons which we witches wield, not friends to be cuddled. Remember to treat them as such.
The remaining moonlight faded, and Morgana disappeared. Cheshire was in a foul mood.
What was that? Morgana is my master, and I will not have you speak of her in that way. I feel bad for worrying her, but I don't get why she's so overprotective. I mean, I summoned a demon and everything.
Cereza wished that just once Morgana would tell her she did a good job. She had already forgotten Morgana's scolding.
Well, back to chasing the white wolf. If we get that power, even Miss High and Mighty Morgana will sing our praises. Oh yeah, those little sparkly things. She said they might help you grow stronger. I wonder what that means. Where did that wolf run off to now? What's that over there? Let's go check it out.
All of a sudden, a tough-looking fairy appeared out of nowhere. Cereza was startled, but tried to regain her composure.
Why don't you flock off already and leave us alone? Cheshire
let out a sigh as he pushed past Cereza to face down the fairy.
appetizer? And who shall I save for dessert?
Roared Cheshire, his mane rippling and claws extended. A strange orb atop a pillar. Could this be the elemental core of which the boy in Cereza's dream had spoken? Before it stood the white wolf. Just as Cereza took a step towards the pillar to investigate,
Wait! What are you doing?
leaping from Cereza's grasp, Cheshire lunged towards the wolf.
Stop running and tell us how to get that power already!
Cheshire was fed up with this wild wolf chase. He wanted answers.
Cheshire! Stop! And listen for a second!
Missing his mark, Cheshire's claws struck the elemental core instead. All was quiet until... energy poured from the core like a furious whirlpool. Standing in its midst, Cereza felt a strange power flow through her.
What was that? I feel funny.
Don't hog the power, girl!
Cheshire roared his protest. He wanted his piece of the pie. But what exactly had they released? The pair had gained a new ability.
Is this it? I can go home now?
Cheshire asked excitedly.
No, this is something different. We need to smash 3 more of those things before I can send you back. But I'm sure this power will come in handy for something too. I know. That is why we're following that wolf in the first place.
Speaking of that wolf, where did he go now? To find the other elemental cores, they first need to find him.
I swear, you demons are more trouble than you're worth.
The bickering companions left the remains of the core behind them, heading ever deeper into the forest.
Ugh! Now my hair's all sticky!
Cheshire enjoyed his snack as Cereza tried unsuccessfully to squeeze the pulp from her hair.
Do you have any idea how important hair is to a witch? Be careful!
Oh, all that fur on your head and a fat lot of good it's done you.
The demon's retort was surprisingly deft.
Quiet! I'm working on it! Just you wait!
Hello there, miss.
Who's there?
Cereza's heart leapt at the sudden voice.
Good question. Let's just say I'm the one you talk to when you want to know about the goings-on in this forest. Well, I'm not a fairy, at least. Take my word on that one.
Says the creepy voice from the shadows.
Try asking me something if you don't believe me. I'll answer any question you have.
Okay, Have you seen any black wolves around the forest lately?
Oh, but you're looking for a white wolf, aren't you?
How did you know?
You were a part of this forest now. That means your business has become my business. Trust in the path you take now. It's the right one. But you won't be able to find those elemental cores as easy as you think.
You know about the elemental cores too? Okay, tell me more.
Ahead, there is an old circus tent fairies use to lure human children into the forest. The crazed ringmaster enslaves poor souls there to perform in his shows until they die.
Until they die?
My apologies. Was that too scary? But you needn't worry. You and that demon of yours won't croak that easily. You've caused a big ruckus among those fairies since you entered this forest. That just proves they're scared of you. And that demon, of course. Well, I'm afraid I must go. I wish you both safe travels.
The voice faded away, and silence once again enveloped the forest.
And she's gone. Just who was that? Could that be a wisp?
Cereza remembered something Morgana had told her long ago. Children who perish in Avalon become wisps, their souls cursed to wander the forest forever.
Hi there, little guy. Are you okay?
Who are you? Are you lost?
You can talk? I'm Cereza. What's your name?
I'm Colin.
Colin, you look troubled. Is something the matter?
My friends. The fairies took them away.
Colm's lower lip quivered as he spoke. He explained how the fairies would round up wisps and tease them for sport.
I want to go help them, but I don't stand a chance against those fairies.
You just leave those mean old fairies to me.
What? For true?
The wisp wasn't the only one surprised by Cereza's bold claim.
Oh, we can't just abandon them.
Girl and demon squared off. Neither budged an inch. Cheshire made it clear he wanted no part in this daring rescue. But Cereza was determined.
Well, I'm going, even if I have to fight those fairies myself. Cheshire! I knew you'd come. You need my magic energy after all. Since you're here, how about lending me a paw?
Cereza was secretly happy to see Cheshire, but he was silently brooding.
Something happens to you, and it's my neck, too.
The demon was just looking out for himself after all.
Well, with or without you, I'm still going to help those wisps. You just sit back and watch.
Oh, how's a weakling like you gonna save anyone?
The demon chuckled, his mouth twisted in a cruel grin. Pretending not to hear, Cereza pressed ahead.
Thank goodness you're all safe. That that was a bit closer than I expected.
Cereza tried to put on a tough face, but she was ashamed to have been saved by the demon yet again. Cheshire had expected as much. He sat and watched the wisps with an uninterested expression.
What was the point of saving these things again?
Cheshire asked flatly.
Look how happy they are! Colum and his friends can live together again. Maybe find some solace in this forsaken forest.
Who cares about them?
Replied Cheshire. Demons are not known for their altruism.
What are you saying? You would just abandon them? Don't you know what it feels like to be torn from someone you love?
But as she said these words, Cereza realized something.
Oh, I suppose I tore you apart from those you love when I called you to this world.
I was just born. There's nobody I love. No need for love, only strength.
The demon's philosophy was simple.
You were just born? Then you...
I'm this strong as a newborn. Just imagine when I grow.
The demon interrupted Cereza's introspection with rapturous laughter.
I'm going to be strong too, but I'm going to do it with style. Unlike some creatures I could name. If I had been stronger, I could have saved her that night.
As she spoke, visions of the night she failed to save her mother flashed before Cereza's eyes.
Thank you, Cereza.
Colm was chuffed. He told them he wanted to show his thanks for saving his friends.
Follow me. This is our secret base. Usually it's strictly wisps only, but I'll make an exception. Hey, where'd your kitty friend go?
Careful, Cheshire! I don't know if wisps can have heart attacks, but scares like that can't be good either way.
Oh, I couldn't care less about weaklings like him. We have a job to do. No time to play fort with these pipsqueaks,
said Cheshire as he eyed Colm.
Why, someone's a grumpy cat. I have something for you too.
You think a demon's hunger is so easily satiated?
But the drool dripping from the demon's maw betrayed his cool exterior.
I think this is the happiest he's been in a while. Thanks.
Cereza, you look tired. We're safe here, so why don't you take a little rest?
Now that you mention it, I have been on edge ever since coming to this forest. Thanks for everything, Colum.
Don't mention it. Let me know if you need anything else.
With that, Colm ran off to frolic with his ethereal chums.
Why? Why won't it open? Mummy, where are you, Mummy?
Dry your tears. You are stronger than you know. Your desire to save others will give you strength. A mother's warm embrace. You will feel it again, as will I.
The boy's final words were still ringing in her ears. Cereza's chest felt warm, as if in this dark, cold forest a flame had been lit deep in her heart.
You're leaving already?
Sorry, we're in a hurry.
Can I trouble you with one last request? If you find any more of my friends captured in the forest, would you be so kind as to save them and send them back here? We'll make it worth your while, I promise.
You have my word.
Thank you.
Saying farewell to Calm, they resumed their chase. The White Wolf was just ahead.
Take care, Cereza. Take care, Kitty.
A massive fairy took them by surprise. Once again, Cereza was petrified with fear.
Get out of the way!
Cheshire yelled at the terrified Cereza.
I can fight! Don't treat me like a helpless child! Come on, Cereza, get it together. I'm going to be a witch. Yes!
They had defeated the formidable fairy. If only slightly, Cereza felt she had made a difference.
Not bad, huh? Told you I'm good for more than just carrying you around.
But Cheshire was not impressed.
You stuck-up demon!
Cereza was fed up with Cheshire's arrogant attitude.
It's just like before. I know. Hold on. I wonder what power you'll get this time.
At the circus?
That voice!
A familiar voice once again echoed through the trees. Cereza looked in the voice's direction to see a strange wisp, buried deep in a cap.
A wisp? So you're the one who talked to us back there?
You know, I haven't introduced myself. My name is Ignis, the keeper of this forest. Good on you for taking care of that circus. I knew I was right about you. tells me that Ringmaster won't be enjoying his trapeze anymore. A pity.
He was an absolute brute. Play a bit part in someone else's show? No thanks.
Knowing this voice belonged to a wisp put Cereza infinitely more at ease. But Cheshire said not a word. He seemed to have no interest in the wisp at all.
You said your name was Ignis, right? Ignis? You wouldn't happen to know where we can find the remaining elemental cores, would you?
Of course. The next core is at the bottom of the lake.
The bottom of the lake? Well, I suppose that's lucky. I was always better at sinking than swimming. The problem is coming back up again.
No need to worry. Just drain the water. But you'll have to go over a towering tree in order to get there. To get to the bottom of a lake, you need to climb the tallest tree in the forest. Isn't that poetic?
The tallest tree, huh?
Something the matter?
Nope! Not a thing! Clock towers, giant statues, yes! Witches love high places! Thanks for your help!
You're very welcome. I know the secret pathways of this forest. I may be able to take you to somewhere you've been before. If you'd like me to guide you, just ask me anytime. Think of it as showing my gratitude for taking care of those pesky fairies.
Monster's wings were hard as steel. Cheshire's claws seemed like toys by comparison. It had found a new target. Cereza knew she must fight, but she was petrified with fear. Like a hawk hunting mice, the draconic fairy searched for its prey. Cheshire tried desperately to transform, but with Cereza's magic and flux from fear, his body remained tiny.
You pathetic weakling!
The cuddly body did not take the edge off his harsh words. Giving in to her fear, Cereza scooped up Cheshire and ran. They had escaped with their lives, but Cheshire was furious at Cereza for her cowardly retreat. Cereza stood silently, fists clenched. More than anything, she was angry at herself for once again succumbing to her fear.
Cheshire's attacks didn't make so much as a dent in that monster's armor. Oh, what am I going to do?
For once, Cheshire had no mocking retort. He remembered the battle. This was the first time he had tasted defeat, and he did not like it one bit.
Just stay out of my way,
was all the demon could muster. Lost in despair of her own, Cereza barely heard his words. They found themselves face to face with the monster once again.
Go hide somewhere!
Yelled Cheshire, preparing for battle. Half by instinct, Cereza found her way to a hiding spot. Without a moment of hesitation, Cheshire threw himself at the enemy. His claws found their mark, but once again left the beast unperturbed. Cheshire continued his fierce assault, but with each exchange he was gradually losing ground. It was only a matter of time before Cheshire was overwhelmed. Is this how our tale ends?
I can't! I still can't save anyone. No. Not this time! No more running away! I am going to be a witch! I need to be strong!
With its armor in tatters, the dragon turned tail and fled.
Cheshire, are you okay? Any serious injuries?
Cheshire only shook his head, lest his voice betray the fact that he was shaken.
Oh, thank goodness! I wonder if that fairy will be back. But now we know it's not completely invincible.
Invigorated from the battle, Cereza was almost confident. Cheshire was in a sour mood. A part of him realized that if it were not for Cereza's actions, he would currently be dragon food. But he just could not accept that he had been saved by someone he considered so far beneath him.
If I'm going to be an Umbra witch, I can't be afraid of an overgrown lizard like that. We'll get him next time, Cheshire.
As she said these words, Cheshire noticed something in Cereza not present in the timid girl he had met earlier. The prideful demon turned away and pretended not to hear her. Munch, munch.
The monster!
Settle the score once and for all.
You don't scare me! Not anymore!
The vile Jabberwock had been defeated. Cereza was ecstatic. Cheshire turned away. He seemed almost as down as after their last encounter with the monster.
What are you sulking about this time? We won!
Cheshire started grumbling about how Cereza moving around the battlefield made it hard to fight. Cereza's celebration had been ruined before it could even begin.
You do realize it was thanks to my help you were able to defeat that thing, right? You could at least say a word of thanks.
Putting their argument on pause, they ran to keep up with the white wolf.
Another element! What's wrong? Not even interested in getting a new power anymore? Yeah, this won't get you home either, but I'm sure it'll help us get closer.
Cereza! Thank Sheba you're safe.
Morgana's projection appeared before her once again. She seemed relieved.
Cereza, you look different. Did something happen, my dear?
Morgana! I defeated a giant monster! You should have seen it!
Unable to contain her childish glee, Cereza explained how they had taken down the Jabberwock.
It is a miracle you escaped unscathed. I thought I told you to find a safe place and stay put. But I must admit, I am surprised. Perhaps you have grown more than I thought.
Words of praise from Morgana were as rare as igloos in Inferno. It took all of Cereza's willpower not to jump for joy.
I believe you're ready for more powerful magic techniques. They will allow you to draw out the true strength of your familiar. Listen, Cereza. I have begun my preparations to get you out of that forest.
What?
The strength of the fairy magic that protects Avalon is immense. It will require an equally powerful spell to break. I have begun my incantation, but it will take until dawn to complete. You must survive until then.
Yes, ma'am.
Skill at controlling a demon determines one's worth as a witch. Remember this if you hope to take on any more monsters in that forest and live to tell the tale.
After Morgana's spectre had vanished, Cheshire let out an angry growl.
Oh, Morgana always talks like that. Don't worry, I know you're not just some kind of weapon. But it wouldn't kill you to listen to my advice once in a while.
Cheshire snorted in response.
Oh, you're hopeless.
And with that, Cereza's good mood disappeared as quickly as it had come.